Next thing I know, here he comes with Nene and Baby.
Not Nene and Baby.
That's almost like it's gonna be the next Barack Obama. She just raising drama.
I found the ad on Craigslist. We set up a time to meet, and it was that day at 6 o'clock. I immediately bonded with her.
I came home from work that night, and I was pretty upset because my daughter is only 17, and like, how can this even be legal?
Plaintiff Danielle Lyons is suing her little brother for $5,000, claiming his kids got her thrown out of her apartment. Defendant Donald Kelley says his big sister is really a big drama queen who always blames him when things go wrong. And there's no evidence his kids were responsible for the vandalism.
It's case number 157 on the docket, Lyons versus Kelley.
Let's see. We have the plaintiff. Oh, you're suing your brother for $5,000. You're saying his children caused damage which resulted in you being evicted from your apartment.
Yes.
Okay, tell me about it.
I would like to say, hi, Jerry. Anyway.
Hi, Judge Jerry.
Hi, Judge Jerry. That's what I really meant to say.
Okay, hi.
But anyhow,
Yeah.
Okay, glad to see you. Glad to meet you.
Thank you.
Okay, so anyhow, this is the thing. This is my little brother, okay? Right?
You love him.
I love him with all my heart.
Obviously, not that much.
Okay. So ever since I was 7 years old,
Yes.
My grandmother raised us, okay?
Yes.
So by the time he was finally born, she wasn't feeling so well. So basically, to sum that part up, I had to do everything. I had to change his diapers, give his bottles,
Sorry, I don't remember her doing any of that.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Excuse me, can you, excuse me.
Okay. Okay, in fairness.
Excuse me.
In fairness, I don't remember getting a bottle either. People don't remember that, okay? Go
And
ahead.
he also probably don't remember digging through his diaper and wiping on the walls, and I had to clean it. But, sorry,
Definitely
okay,
don't
but
remember
sorry.
that.
So anyway, I was basically given a child at the age of 7 that I didn't ask for. So through all these years, I have let him, his girlfriend, and his kids live with me. I have supported them. I have let them use my car. Yeah,
That's what she's supposed to do, Your Honor.
No.
All right, okay.
You know what I mean?
No.
She's my sister. I wouldn't expect anything less of her. I'm her brother. I would do the same for her.
No. It's boundaries. I have 4 kids of my own.
Yes.
He is grown. I cannot be his mother.
Tell me about this case.
I'm in my room. I work at home, okay? I work for an insurance company.
And you're at home. You're in your room.
I'm at home. I'm in my room.
Yes.
I take calls.
Yes.
So it has to be quiet. That weekend, I send my kids away.
Yes.
My 4 kids, they're not home.
No.
Next thing I know, here he comes with Nene and Baby.
Not Nene and Baby.
Nene and Baby.
Your Honor.
Nene and Baby.
Those are not the names of my children.
That should have been Nene. That's what you should have named them.
Okay.
That's what you should have named
so
them.
he knocks on the door. He's there with his 2 kids.
Right.
And how old are the kids?
9 and 10.
9 and 10. They come in the house, but you're working.
Right. So
now what?
So I'm saying, why is they here and I gotta work and they loud and they don't listen? But I said, okay. I said, listen, Donald, y'all be quiet. I have to work. My kids aren't even here, so I'm trying to figure out why y'all here.
Okay.
But anyways,
Your Honor, this is what happened. It was my son's birthday.
Yes.
I'm gonna keep it real. I had just worked a double shift, so I was pretty tired. We stopped by. I'm pretty tired, so we turn on TV. I understand. I let them know they gotta be quiet. You know, your auntie isn't there working.
Yeah.
I doze off on the couch.
Okay.
Next thing you know, my daughter is waking me up. Boom, 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 boom. I hear a knock at the door. It's the lady from the office talking about they see my kids with a bunch of other kids out there running around, and they done got their hands on some spray paint. So I said, okay, where is the proof that my children is the one who did the damage?
Okay, I'm going to come back to you.
Because the lady never said she seen my kids.
Okay,
they were just part of the group.
These pictures are the spray painting. They're
Your
right
Honor,
there
Your Honor,
that they did. Excuse me, be quiet.
I see no children in the picture, Your Honor.
No,
How do you know it was mine? Look, I'm raising my kids to be better kids than your kids
He
probably
is a
gonna be.
lie. He is a lie
Look,
that the
Your
devil
Honor, my son-
constructed.
Your Honor,
He is a lie. His kids
I
is
hold
bad.
an open
They
door
get in
policy,
trouble
Your
all the
Honor.
time.
My kids know they can come and talk to me.
Okay,
my
go
son,
ahead and
my
take
son
him to
most
jail for
likely
lying.
is gonna be the next Barack Obama. She just raising drama. Your Honor.
Everybody calm down. The basis of the suit right now, as I understand it, is that the manager of the complex comes and informs you, because you answered the door,
Right.
that your two kids, along with some other kids, according to the manager, got hold of some spray paint and wrote that kind of graffiti on various things. That's what they're saying. And what happened as a result of that allegation?
Guess what? The next day, I go outside. It's about maybe 10:30 in the morning. And I got a 3-day notice to vacate the premises
Let me
with
see.
all 4 of my children. While they got a place to live, we don't.
And I feel bad about it, but it's not my children's fault. You know what I mean? Because there's no direct evidence that my children are the one that caused the vandalism.
The office people, I could hear from my room, the office people were right behind them and said they seen them. So
That's not proof.
There's no
They
there's no
always
way.
gonna blame Your Honor. It's been happening my whole life. You know what I mean? Just as a black man in society, I get blamed. And I'm not trying to pull that card, but you know, I feel like she got paperwork filed on her, so she feel like she want to file paperwork on me.
This says you are required to leave within 3 days for suffering, permitting, or maintaining a nuisance on or about the premises.
Him and his kids?
This notice is based upon the following facts. Members of residents' home, that's you, members
not
of
even
your home,
residents.
vandalized 2 other residents with a spray paint can, spray paint on 2 residents' entry door and property sidewalk. So here's what we know. I agree. We don't know for sure if there were a bunch of kids doing it. We don't know for sure if his 2 kids were the ones that actually had the spray paint. What we do know as a fact is she and her family got evicted because of the belief of the manager that your kids were involved.
Which is ridiculous.
Which she may be wrong, but that is why she got evicted. Now the question comes, because she's suing you, not obviously the 12-year-old child.
Right.
Okay. The question is, she suffered damage because of your children running around with that group.
Negative.
Well,
And I
that's
have
what.
more.
She suffered damage, true enough. You have the facts. I'm not debating that. I'm debating that my children are the cause of her suffering when there was a whole group of kids, Gary.
Okay, but if 5 kids are running to break through a window and grab some candy, or today's iPhones, they steal something, all right? If there's a group of 5 of them, it's not just the one that physically grabbed the phone, it's the 5 that are running with them. So I understand what you're saying, and believe me, as a parent, as a grandparent, I get it. But when minor children are involved, the parent winds up being responsible for the actions of the...
So she needs to go and find... She needs to go and find a responsible parent.
Because why were you...
Now I would say to you...
Because you ain't auntie.
Your children are the reason she's being evicted. Now...
More paper.
Let me see that. It could be
Where
a
you keep
mistake.
coming up with all this extra papers from?
These are all the stuff that I have to pay for to move.
None of the 3 of us can swear to God exactly what happened. We don't know. All I know is that your sister is in trouble because of an innocent thing that your kids did just by running around with other kids they saw running. But your sister's in trouble. So I think she got evicted. That's trouble, and she spent a lot of money.
We live in the living room with my friend with my 4 kids. We're in
Okay,
trouble.
I'm believing you. So what is a fair resolution of this? You have sued him for expenses which get to be more than $5,000. I get that, and I see it. So
No,
I'm
they're not.
Well, That's your...
You don't know that.
And that's exactly right. Judgment for the plaintiff.
In reality, his kids did do it.
She still needs to find the responsible party. I mean, my kids may have said one thing, but kids say stuff, and, you know, just because they're scared, she needs to find who really did it and take them to court. It is what it is. She'll be all right.
Plaintiff Katie Longsine says the defendant is a dog napper who took her 17-year-old daughter's puppy without paying for it. Defendant Craig Moratz says he would have paid for the puppy if the plaintiff hadn't bombarded him with death threats and online harassment.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Yes, I do.
It's case number 166.
Okay, and welcome to you. The plaintiff, Ms. Longsine, you are suing the defendant, Mr. Moratz,
Yes, sir.
for the value of a dog. Okay, why don't you tell me your case?
Your Honor, I'm here with my daughter, Bella Garvey. She was involved earlier this year with the horrific life or death situation.
Oh, sorry.
And I thought it would be best if she bought a dog for emotional support.
Yes.
She saved up the money, found this dog on Craiglist, brought her home, 10-week-old, named her Maggie, fell in love with her, but only the dog seemed to put her through even more stress. She was not prepared for a 10-week-old puppy that was not trained. So I thought it would be best if she sold the dog back on Craiglist. So she placed an ad, and later on that night, Mr. Moratz found the dog on Craiglist and asked if he could come over and see the dog.
Yes.
A couple pictures of Maggie. These are pictures that I took, and
Oh, wow.
I really loved Maggie. I still love her. She was the absolute sweetest. Craig came over to our house to look at Maggie, and he decided that he wanted her. He told me he did not have money to pay for her up front.
Okay.
And we agreed that he would pay bi-weekly. And he first said that just a verbal contract.
How much was the dog being sold for?
$880.
$880. And how much bi-weekly did you want him to pay?
He made a spreadsheet saying the price. We didn't say that. We let him decide the weekly payments
have
or
that
bi-weekly
here.
payments.
Okay, if I could see that.
I came home from work that night, and I was expecting there to be $880, but there was no money. There was a contract, which she has. And I was pretty upset about it because my daughter's only 17, and I'm like, how can this even be legal?
You were upset because your daughter, what are you doing? And you didn't get any money up front, and you
Right.
just, you know, so that was your response. But then, in fact, there was where I, Craig Moritz, agreed to pay a total of $880 in installments bi-weekly, and the address is there, the license number, phone number.
So I told Mr. Moratz I would like the dog back. I do not agree with this. And he assured me, I will pay for this dog. This dog is going to a good home. And he said, if you'd like, I'll come up with a spreadsheet and email it over to you.
Okay, if I could see that. Well, here it looks like 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden it was 200 the next week, then 280. Oh, so the spreadsheet here, the payments, it wasn't always 200. Sometimes it was more.
Whatever Mr. Moratz came up with, I was okay with it.
Oh, okay. So there was no dispute here?
No.
Oh, okay, good. So now we have a deal. Wonderful. Why are you all here?
Well, Your Honor, I found the ad on Craigslist. And
Yes.
the title of the ad was Golden Retriever Puppy for Rehoming. I saw the pictures of the dog, and as you can see, it's a beautiful
Adorable dog.
What caught my eye first was the description. It said that nobody told me that having a dog would be this much responsibility. That's already a red flag. So I contacted the number that was on the...
And what is the red flag?
The red flag that they shouldn't have a dog.
Well, that's why they're selling it.
Exactly. Like, they shouldn't have gotten a dog in the first place.
Maybe they didn't know, particularly if it's a young person. Your first
Exactly.
dog, you don't know what the response is, and you didn't know the backstory. So anyway,
No,
all
I
right, you said it's a red flag. Got it.
I reached out to the phone number that was listed on the ad. However, the name on the ad was Katie. So I contacted the number. We set up a time to meet, and it was that day at 6 o'clock on April 16th.
Right.
I immediately bonded with her, and I did it on purpose because I knew I wanted this dog the moment that I saw her.
Sure.
This dog does not listen to anybody else but me because I did primary training. My bond with her is excessively strong as well. Like, I mean, the first night I had her, I had to rock her to sleep. I still have to do that to this day. This dog is standing almost up to my hip. However, when I got there, I got out of the car and I asked to speak with Katie. I still assumed at this time that her name was Katie.
And she probably said, that's my mom.
No, I didn't find out until later that night when her mom called me.
Okay, there's still no particular problem. They wanted to sell you the dog. You wanted to buy the dog. You talked to the mom, and you agreed. You signed. You sent them a plan. Have you paid any part of that?
No, I have not.
Duh. Why?
I put that spreadsheet in place for them, and the first initial payment, as dated, was April 26th.
Yes.
On April 24th,
2 days before.
yep, 2 days before the initial payment, I got contacted by Isabella. Ironically enough, her mom was texting me at the exact same time.
Yes.
Now, in the midst of these conversations, threats of public humiliation started coming out. Basically, if I don't jump when they say jump, my pictures, the contract, and anything else is going to be posted up on news websites and everything else. I don't take kindly to be threatened.
There were no threats. It was simply a scare tactic because we were worried that we were not going to be paid at all. Would you like to see the text messages?
Yes.
I also have them.
Okay, I'll sit in.
On top of that, I had to file a temporary restraining order against her as well to get the death threats, phone calls to stop.
Not from us.
When I went to get the temporary restraining order put into place, the commissioner told me I did not have enough evidence or grounds to keep it permanent.
So we went to this court date, and it caused Isabella even more emotional
Okay.
stress.
Whatever the misunderstandings were, you bought the dog. You have the dog. You love the dog. You rock the dog to sleep every night. They sold you the dog for an agreed price that you said was $880. That is the only issue before me. You're not here saying you're giving the dog back to them, are you?
No.
No, right. So you're going to pay them $880. That's the only issue before me.
The threats I was receiving were about the dog. I was getting calls from numbers that were being blocked that I couldn't see, or give a call back saying, if I don't return the dog in a week, someone's going to break in my house, they're going to steal my car, someone's going to kill me.
Those are the horrors, and I'm not making light of it, those are the horrors of social media. But that's not the issue that's before me. You bought the dog. You said you'd pay $880. They gave you the dog. The dog is yours. Pay him the $880. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Justice has been served. We are getting the money back that he had promised he would pay.
I don't really think that it was fair.
I've learned not to trust people when it comes to deals.
Her name is Summer now. She's a wonderful dog. I love her to death. I could never get rid of her.
I still love her, and I too rocked her to sleep before bed and cuddled every night, and she was the absolute sweetest dog.